CBS News political analyst John Dickerson. John, good morning.
Good morning, Harry.
There's a little breeze blowing outside. I guess you could call that the winds of change. One of the things, there's all kinds of polls out, and one of them I want to talk about first is that brand new Politico poll, and it talks about independent voters, and Republicans, by and large, have a 14% edge among independents. Is that a number that can be turned around in 8 days for the Democrats?
Not at all. In fact, the president and Democrats have been trying to turn that number around for months and months, and it's just stuck there. And that's the big problem for Democrats. They talk about these early voting numbers in the states that have early voting, and it shows Democrats are turning out, and that's great for Democrats. But independent voters are also turning out. And so when they vote, if they're voting with this kind of big margin for Republicans, that's where the big victories will come in for the GOP.
Yeah, in the end of the day, in these big elections, it's all about the middle. And talk to independents in this Politico poll. Independents don't like the health care program. They are dissatisfied with the economic reform policies, and they are losing faith in government. So the Republicans and the right are pulling those independents right in their direction.
They are, and the message is simple: stop. Independents want to see a break on the Obama administration. It's not that they love Republicans necessarily. In fact, in a lot of these polls, you see that the Republicans are less popular than Democrats. But independents in particular want to just see a slowdown in what they see as an overreach from Washington. Yeah,
and the other thing, was you pull away the strands in these polls, Republicans still have a big lead, especially among independents most likely to vote.
That's right. And with such a short period before Election Day, it really is all about turning out your voters. It's very hard to use tactics to kind of flip anybody at this late stage. And the Republicans have that edge in likely voters, which means the people who are most enthusiastic about voting. And that's another big problem for Democrats.
Interesting, though, as the president has been out campaigning for the last, week or 10 days or so, his own personal approval ratings have gone up. In one poll, they've gone back past 50%. So as much as, he may be polishing his own apple, it's not enough to, sort of spread across the party.
That's right. It's not attaching to the Democrats at all. And also, pollsters will tell you that a single poll is never reliable. The average of the polls on the president's approval rating have kind of stuck in that mid-40s range. And so that Newsweek poll could either be a harbinger of what's to come, or it could just be an outlier. Just
an aberration. John Dickerson, as always, 8 days to go. I'm sure we'll be talking a lot in the days to come. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Harry.
All right, man.